Fastsnow here, Unknown, and we're rocking these beautiful jackets, as you can see. Feel free to click on the link below in the description. We're doing our giveaway.
Yeah.
In celebration of what?
100 subscribers.
You guys say it more enthusiastic.
100 subscribers,
There
dog.
you go. Slap some sense into it. Anyway, sorry for our background here. We are here in Cardiff Stadium, over here in Wales. So, we unfortunately just saw Mexico lose to Wales 1-0 in a friendly international match.
But enough about that football.
But we're good. Yeah, that's the English football. Now we're gonna be talking about
The NFL.
American football, the NFL, baby. All right, so we're gonna be breaking this down. We'll be doing another video. We'll release it later for the NFC. But today we are giving you our draft grades for the AFC.
Not draft grades. Off-season grades.
Yeah,
Draft hasn't happened. Unless we're in the future.
No. Shh. No, you're right.
Idiot.
Too much.
Amateur hour.
I'm just kidding.
We're not promoting that. No.
All right.
Amateur hour.
All right, let's get started. We're gonna go through the AFC East first. We got the Patriots. The Patriots.
New England.
Bill Belichick, baby.
Tall.
Go ahead. Give them your grade.
Given what the signings they did with Hunter Henry, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, all that good stuff.
Spending
64 mil.
You know, that's
Or 45.
petty
sorry.
change.
You should have just given that to me.
They went through their couch and got all the pennies they could find.
But I think with the signings that they just did, I give them an A minus, around there. The only reason I say that is because, keeping Cam with this quarterbacks that they had at the time, I think Patriots just wanted to keep Cam and give him more offensive weapons, and this might be his last year.
Well, I disagree. I'll give him a B. And it's for the sole reason of keeping Cam Newton. He's just not the same guy. He's not the same quarterback, and I don't think he'll have a chance of getting him to the playoffs. So I'll keep him at a B. Let's move on where we got the Jets. I'll give them a B as well. So the Jets, what they do? They signed Tevin Coleman.
Okay.
I kind of like it.
Okay.
They needed running back help.
Yeah.
They also got Keelan Cole from the Jaguars, and they also got Corey Davis from the Titans. I really liked it. I really like this just due to the wide receiver depth they needed.
Yeah.
As you guys recall last year, they had no one.
And the run game too. Frank Gore.
Exactly. So I appreciate the wide receiver and running back depth they got. I'm hoping they'll still lean towards the draft for another pick or two. Anyway, that's
Different
later in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll give the Jets a B. Moving on to the Buffalo Bills.
I give them a B. They signed Emmanuel Sanders, so that's a great help. Even with the loss of John Brown, I think that was a great replacement. He still has a lot in the tank, so I'm glad the Bills picked him up. Gives more opportunities for Josh Allen to go down deep. Another thing, they signed Mitchell Trubisky, so good backup more than what's his name, Freely or Feely, whatever. Gives more of a mentorship, help him evolve. He's already got the arm talent, he's already got all this stuff, but having that veteran experience just gives a quarterback more comfortable position in games. How to keep their cool, their composure, and all that. And crucial game-winning drives. Because Josh Allen has those games where he just throws a pick in frustration. So great pickup.
Yeah, and the biggest thing they re-signed their own linemen like John Feliciano.
Yeah.
So that was huge. Let's move on. Dolphins. I'm gonna give them a C minus. They did do an interesting trade with the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah,
That involved draft pick trades, so
yeah.
nothing huge regarding players, but I thought it.
Ruined everything.
I feel like it affected their chance of getting a huge receiver
or running back, either way.
Exactly, they really need that to keep Tua in
Yeah.
To give Tua his chance, you know.
Yeah. And then they lost Fitzpatrick too, so now their backup is someone.
So there's a lot of doubtfulness, and in my opinion, the biggest thing is Tua. Is he gonna be the guy? We're not sure.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of doubt in Tua, in my opinion. I don't think he's gonna get Dolphins to where they need to be.
Who knows?
All right, let's move on to the AFC North, where you have the Steelers, where they have no serious moves, but still, I'm gonna give them a B. And this is for the sole reason that they signed Juju Smith-Schuster.
Try to get the whole team together.
Yeah, basically kept, and they did essentially to the bigger picture extent. So
Yeah.
I think that was worthy.
Yeah.
The Bengals Browns, we're gonna give them C's, and this is just due to no serious moves.
Yeah.
Some
losses of players, but that's how it
that's
goes.
typical. That's normal.
Yeah.
But like I said, it shouldn't affect them too much. But we're gonna give them the C because we haven't seen them fill in the voids that they need to fill.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Ravens.
Ravens, they did great. Although they did lose Mark Ingram, but they did sign Sammy Watkins, so that kind of gives Lamar good receivers. But I think it's a great pickup for them. But my grade for them, because they lost Matthew Judon to
And Mark Ingram.
And Mark Ingram, yeah. That's kind of a hard thing. I think it's a C for me, in my opinion. Maybe a B.
No, definitely a C.
But yeah, just the defense is really great. It's just offensively, they still need to find that key player, as in the running back or true wide receiver.
Yeah, and I don't think Sammy Watkins is that one.
If he stays healthy.
And it's gonna be tough, exactly. And it's gonna be tough in the draft
Yeah.
because it's gonna be a rookie receiver. You know, you can't count on him too
Unless
much.
they're gonna steal
Yeah.
someone like DK, who is as big as hell.
Or Justin Jefferson.
Pretty much any receiver that was a big.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on where we got the AFC South. Let's start off with the Houston Texans. I'm actually going to give them a D.
Yeah.
One of the sole reasons is due to all the off-season noise. You hear all the sports analysts, you hear everyone talk about it. Off-season noise is not a good thing. You have too much distraction. You have too much
Pressure.
a lot more pressure, and you also have players unsatisfied, unhappy, which essentially hurts the team when they get started playing.
Yeah.
Such as Deshaun Watson, all those rumors, he doesn't want to be there, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they also released a couple consistent players, such as Duke Johnson. I really liked him at running back. Who'd they sign? Mark Ingram. I don't know if he's the perfect fit for that team. And the loss of Will Fuller, their only receiver you could essentially count on, aside from his little drug thing.
Maybe Will Fuller is probably going to do better with the Dolphins than he did with.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on where we got the Colts. You can take this one over.
The Colts, props to them. I give them a B. Signing Carson Wentz. I think he's a great addition to the team. Kind of gives that whole team a morale boost. They did re-sign T.Y. Hilton, Darius Leonard, all those great guys, and I think that they're going to have a real chance in this next season with a quarterback like Carson. Fun fact, he's actually playing with the old coach that he had when he had his MVP caliber season, and that team, the Eagles, that year went to the Super Bowl, so maybe he could take the Colts far.
We'll see, as long as he stays healthy too.
I think he will. I think now that he's back with his old coach.
All right, you can take over the Tennessee Titans as well.
Tennessee Titans, man, they did let go of Dory Jackson. Who else? Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, Adam Humphries. All these great players, key players, like we mentioned on all these other teams. That's such a huge mistake for them, especially Adam Humphries. He was a great third and down kind of a guy. Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis were great tight ends, Dory Jackson, that defense.
Huge targets.
Yeah, and then Malcolm Butler included. Many of you think he's not that good at the Super Bowl, but he was decent enough to help the Titans.
They also let go of their safety, Kenny Vaccaro.
Yeah, and Kenny Vaccaro was a great help for Malcolm Butler's side of that defense. So it's a huge mistake. I give him maybe C-.
Yeah, I agree. D+, C-.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Jaguars, the last team in the AFC South. I'm gonna give them a C. I'm gonna give them a C, but we could give them an F after the draft. It all comes down to the draft. We're hopeful that in the draft they're gonna make all the right picks.
Especially with this number 1 pick.
The number 1 pick being hopefully that right quarterback. I'm not going to argue which quarterback it should be. At this point, we're going to leave that to the scouts and their interviews with these quarterbacks and let them make the decision.
Yeah.
Regardless, they can't do that bad, right? They can't go to the 10th quarterback.
No. Someone from like Purdue or something.
Anyway, so we're going to give them a C. They didn't do much, but we're hopeful in the draft.
Yeah.
Let's go to the AFC West. Let's get started with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Broncos, I think I give them a C, maybe a B-, but that's best case scenario. The sole reason I say that is because they did lose Philip Lindsay, who was a great backup to
Royce Freeman.
Yeah, Royce Freeman.
And at times it felt like Philip Lindsay was the starter. At times.
Yeah, and then.
Oh no, sorry, Melvin Gordon as well.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay, they're a great duo. They did lose Philip Lindsay. They signed Justin Simmons to a franchise tag, but I don't think.
And they released AJ Boye.
Yeah, AJ Boye. So I think this team is trying to find a good upside to this, but in reality, I'm seeing a negative downside. Drew Lock is not the quarterback in my opinion for them.
He's definitely the quarterback in my opinion.
I don't know.
We disagree in that.
He may be, but I feel like he needs some sort of help, O-line wise. You give him a good O-line, I think he will do good. But right now, I'm not seeing enough.
I feel like Broncos should have taken advantage here with a trade or free agency in helping that O-line. Agreed. So yeah, C. Would you say C+?
C+, yeah. B-. All
right, let's go to the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, the team we want to see back in the Super Bowl once again.
They will.
So I'm going to give them a C. They lost Sammy Watkins. A lot of you might think he wasn't a huge factor with the Chiefs, but he had speed. He was a great factor. McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson have not been as consistent as you would want them to be.
Yeah.
Although Sammy Watkins was injured quite a bit of the time during the 2020 season.
So like week 14 years old.
He still was a huge factor with that offense. And so Patrick Mahomes is going to lean heavily towards Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, but when one of them are out, you kind of want to look towards Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the biggest reason. They also lost a couple other players, but I think they made up for it by signing
those two
replacements.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think they have definitely not replaced Sammy Watkins. So that's once again why I give them a C.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Chargers. You can take over this one.
I give them a C. Sole purpose, they did lose Desmond King. They let him go. That whole team right now, they lost Hunter Henry, which is a great guy.
Casey Hayward.
Casey Hayward. They lost all those guys that helped that defense and the offensive side of the ball too. Justin Herbert really relied on Keenan Allen and Hunter Henry. But not losing Henry is a huge downgrade given who they signed, which is Jared Cook. Jared Cook right now, in my opinion, isn't really as he used to be.
I mean, I definitely don't think the Saints took advantage of Jared Cook. So I think Cook may still have that Raiders factor when he was a huge key player for the Raiders.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
But,
every year is different for each player.
Yeah. And then we'll see. I
agree. C minus for me for the Chargers. They definitely could have done more. So let's move on to the last team of the AFC West, the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. One of the biggest teams, such as the Patriots, who did a lot of offseason moves. In this case, they released Nelson. All the downsides: Nelson Aguilar, Tyrell Williams gone later. Peace out. Deuces. They no longer have LaMarcus Joyner. which
Thank God. And Eric Harris, thank God.
and Eric, yeah, Eric. I
Those
forgot.
two guys,
Trent Brown is gone.
thank God.
Who's the other?
Sadly,
Donald Penn. Donald Penn retired
as a Raider. Thank
as
God.
a Raider.
So congrats.
That was
to him.
awesome to see. Respectable.
We lost, what's his face? Gabe Jackson.
Gabe Jackson.
And then we lost, sadly, our true center, Rodney Hudson. So congrats to the Cardinals for picking him up.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, like.
so a lot of losses, but a lot of pickups. We got John Brown kind of to replace Nelson Aguilar, kind of the same style play.
Yeah.
Although I do think John Brown is a little upgrade compared to Nelson Aguilar.
The speed, especially.
But to me, I felt like Nelson Aguilar really connected with Derek Carr, and if we are keeping Derek Carr around there, I don't know. One of the biggest things that stood out to me is that there's been a lot of reports that Raiders were definitely not interested in hearing trade talks with Derek Carr, which I feel like kind of let me down. I just don't think Derek Carr's the guy, and I felt like this would have been an opportunity to move on. But hey, we'll see, right? We'll see.
Mhm.
We made other pickups such as Quinn Jefferson. I felt like Bills were the guy, the team we started getting those players.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I do want to give the Raiders a B just for the
D-line,
push of the
defensive side.
defensive side, and they're being brave. They're making a lot of moves. They're gonna rely solely on the draft and whatnot.
I think that defense is going to be doing great things. You know, now we finally let go of our huge problem on defense, which was Paul Gunther. So good luck, Vikings, because you guys are screwed. I'm sorry. He was horrible. He does not have cost pressure. But anyways, Gus Bradley has all these great veteran players, some of who he coached back then for Chargers and the Seahawks. So it's great to see all these D-line, especially with the veterans. So hopefully they'll do some great things defensively, getting to the quarterback more often.
Yeah. Anyway, so that sums it up for our our off-season grade.
Damn, you're so excited.
I'm excited for the draft. Honestly, I want to see where Trevor Lawrence ends up. I want to see where Justin Fields ends up and Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's going second. Watch, and then Justin Fields.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. Anyway, that sums it up. I'm your host, Fastsnow.
Co-host Unknown.
And did I talk about the Jackets already?
Yep.
Okay. Then that is all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and share. And once again, thank you for allowing us to hit 100 subscribers and be a form of sports news for you guys. Peace out.
Bye.